At this time, we ask you to please join the graduates by standing for the singing of our national anthem.
Members of the school board, administration, faculty, family and friends, and fellow graduates of the class of 2004. It is my pleasure and my honor to welcome all of you to Bow High School's 7th commencement exercises. About a month ago, in my senior seminar class, I was looking through the latest Newsweek magazine, and an article entitled "An Apology to Graduates" caught my eye. The author, Anna Quinlan, wrote, "Members of the class of 2004, I'm sorry. I look at all of you and realize that for many, life has been a relentless treadmill since you entered preschool at the age of 2. Graduates, there is no doubt about it. We and our parents have been on this relentless treadmill for years. T-ball practices, piano lessons, hockey games, dance recitals, soccer camps. Early on, the pace was relatively slow. Remember the nap times at Kathy McKenzie's preschool, or square dancing to the tunes of Dudley Loftman in 2nd grade? The controls began to be pushed forward upon entering middle school, where we were intimidated by the scary 9th graders who hadn't yet moved over to Bow High. And we were faced with more homework, more responsibility, and the opportunity to join school clubs and sports teams. With each passing year, the schedule got busier and the speed of life got faster. In the new millennium, we walked through the doors of Bow High School as freshmen, and we immediately became known as the class of 2004. We were so excited, being able to chew gum in class, wear hats in the building, and call our teachers by their first names. With this new freedom, again, came more opportunities and more responsibilities. Late nights turning into early mornings doing homework, trips to Europe, prom, the all-encompassing college application process, including the beloved SATs, homecoming and the bonfire explosion, And of course, who could forget the great times we had on our senior class trip to Disney? Anna Quinlan went on in her apology. It seems everything in life has turned into a contest where it is no longer enough to make it, you must make it big. She's right. We have endured many contests and challenges during these last 4 years, and we have made it big. Academically, we found ourselves ranked top in the state in sophomore testing. Our class has raised tens of thousands of dollars for charity and has amassed thousands of community service hours. In the performing arts arena, we have traveled to festivals around the Northeast and Canada and have been honored for our outstanding achievements. The numerous banners hanging in this gymnasium represent our athletic excellence and competitive spirit. During our short high school career, we have gone to the state finals 37 times and have experienced the thrill of victory 19 times as state champions. As we begin our journey as young adults, our treadmill will likely accelerate even more. Mrs. Quinlan warns us, what stretches before you looks like a version of Survivor in street clothes. Find the job, find the mate, scale the ladder, make the deal. Who will win this game? Perhaps the real winners in life, she believes, will be those of us who are brave enough to stop moving, brave enough to get off this treadmill. So should we, as we move forward, do as Mrs. Quinlan suggests? I think there's a compromise. As we face the future, it is not necessary that we stop moving and get off this treadmill altogether, but we should take time for some cool-down runs. We must learn to balance the pressures of accelerating treadmills and contests we will face with the enjoyment of living as we strive to make it big in our next adventures. People have said to me many times, high school is the best 4 years of your life, and I am confident that all of us have certainly made the best of our years here at BHS. Best wishes to each and every graduate as you continue on your road of success. I am grateful to have known and worked with all of you, and I thank you for the opportunity to lead our class throughout high school. Thank you also to our parents, teachers, relatives, and friends who have been with us every step of the way. Finally, I'd like to leave you with this thought. Each year is a 365-day journey around the sun. Enjoy the ride.
Good morning. Members of the school board, Mrs. Holt, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished graduates of the class of 2004. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Bow High School and our 7th commencement ceremony. It is truly a privilege for me to have the opportunity to share a few thoughts and memories of the class of 2004. I'd like to start today by thanking some of the people who, through their hard work and dedication, helped to make this commencement ceremony possible. First, Mr. Bill Mativier and the award-winning Bow High School Band and Chorus for the wonderful music they provided for us today. Ms. Gay Longnecker, who assisted the class in their graduation practices and who helped guide them and help them become the responsible young men and women they are today. Right on cue. Yeah. To our guidance team, Mrs. Colleen DeRusso, Mr. John Faris, our counselors, Mrs. Martha Ray, our registrar, and Mrs. Lisa Ransom, our dean of students, who have helped our seniors navigate through high school and prepare for their future. Our school secretaries, Mrs. Peggy Burkhart, Mrs. Cecile Poisson, Mrs. Kathy Leclerc. Yes. And of course, a ceremony like this does not happen by itself. It takes an enormous amount of work and coordination. I would ask you to please help me in thanking Mrs. Martha Ray, our graduation and awards ceremony coordinator. Last but certainly not least, Mr. Mark Hayward, Mrs. Lisa Ransom, and Mrs. Joy McDermott, our senior class advisors. Thank you very much. And I saw Mark come in this a few minutes ago with his wife. Welcome back, Mark. The final thank you goes to an extremely important group of people. Not only the staff here at Bow High School, but the staff at the Bow Elementary School and the Bow Memorial School for all of their hard work in preparing our students. Students, please help me and join me in congratulating and thanking these wonderful individuals. I'd like to take just a few minutes to talk about this remarkable group of young people who are seated before you, the class of 2004. For years, people have referred to them in superlatives: the best, the nicest, the closest, the smartest, the most athletic. When I think of the class of 2004, I will not think of them in superlatives. I will think of the feeling that I felt in the auditorium here at Bow High School Tuesday night at our senior awards night. Those of you who were there may have felt it too. There was a very special feeling that in many ways defies description or explanation. It was a feeling that you would more likely feel in your living room than in a school building. One that you might feel when you were among family rather than among a large group of students. But the class of 2004 is more than just a group of students, more than a group of unconnected individuals. There is something special that binds them, something within them, something between them that makes them different. And its effect is not just limited to them, but it is infectious, and it affects other people around them. I felt it on Tuesday, and I know others who also did. We've been affected by it all year in the school. It started in the fall. It continued with them asking if they could come to school at night when they didn't have to be here to watch the Red Sox play Game 5 against the Oakland A's in the auditorium on the big screen. It continued into the LCS, and even that damn Aaron Boone couldn't spoil it. But it didn't stop there. There were movie nights, trips to Chunky's, late nights at the basketball courts, the first ever senior class play, and even an all-nighter last Sunday for their senior prank that went a little bit off with, I don't know, something about a shopping cart, but we won't go into that. These kids genuinely like each other, and they like being together. They like hanging out, and they have fun together, whether it's at school during break or at a concert, at a game, on the senior class trip, or playing senior soak. How could they not have fun? They have the queens of fun, Brenna and Jenna, in the class. But of all the superlatives that can be used to describe this class and its members, there is one that stands above the rest, and that is friend. Douglas Pagel calls a friend one of the nicest things you can have and one of the best things you can be. There is a quote about friendship by Oprah Winfrey that is particularly appropriate, especially after the prom last Saturday night. She says, "Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you or the taxi when the limo breaks down." Henry Nouwen says, "When we honestly ask ourselves which person in our lives means the most to us, we often find that it is those who, instead of giving advice, solutions, or cures, have chosen rather to share our pain and touch our wounds with a warm and tender hand." Who are these people? Who would do that? We call these people friends. Aristotle said, "Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies." For these young men and women, it is a single soul living in the many wonderful young men and women that make up the class of 2004. There is a famous quote by Winston Churchill, "You make a living by what you do, you make a life by what you give." This class understands this quote. They get it. And in the true Bow High School philosophy, they have learned to apply it in their daily lives. These young men and women will be rich beyond our dreams because they are building a rich life of friendships. As Churchill said, "You make a life by giving of yourself freely." Class, continue to give of yourself. Continue to be friends. And always look to share your spirit and your friendship with others. I'll leave you with one final quote on friendship by Elizabeth Foley, one that is very relevant today and in the future. "The most beautiful discovery true friends make is that they can grow separately without growing apart." Go your separate ways, but never forget your friends at Bow High School or the tremendous spirit you have created here. I sincerely wish you a safe and happy summer and the very best in all that you do. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I promise George and I didn't compare notes when we wrote our speeches, but everyone has the same thing to say about this class. It's a pleasure, it's a privilege, and it's an honor to be able to share my thoughts with you this morning. Thank you. This is one exceptional group of kids. Graduation can bring with it many emotions. For many, it can be bittersweet. It's certainly a time of looking back, and suddenly we realize how quickly 12 years have passed. How quickly we forget about the chick projects and the afternoon teas that we had in middle school. My niece, who's like my own, graduated last week from high school. So for the last month or so, I've been going not only to all the Bow High School things, but to all of her senior lasts. And finally, on the day of graduation, as I was sitting next to my sister, my niece was just about to be handed her diploma. And my sister leaned over with tears running down her face, and she said, "You know, Jim Croce had it right. If only we could save time in a bottle." Parents and guardians, today it is very much about you. You deserve to be commended. These children of yours are an extraordinary group. In my many years of teaching, and I've heard many other teachers say this as well, it is rare to see a class of students who are clearly so diverse, yet they are so incredibly accepting and protective of one another. There is a unique connectedness about them. They have integrity and they have character. Certainly, this is a class that has cried together, and they have relied on each other in times of need. They have rallied around one another, and they have done it in a very beautiful and heartfelt way. They have supported each other with resolve and determination. And through it all, especially the tough times, the personal losses, the love breakups, and just the stress of being a teenager, they have found their own strength within each other. What a wonderful gift they have both given and received. Again, they are a unique group. They have worked hard and they have played hard. We saw that the other night. They have set goals and they have reached them. They have taken risks and they have challenged themselves. They have been persistent, tenacious, and sometimes unwavering when in pursuit of something in which they believe. They have run down the dream. They are the thinkers, the doers, and the dreamers. I commend all of you, parents, guardians, grandparents, aunties, uncles, brothers, all family members, whomever has had an influence on the lives of these kids. Your hard work and your commitment to them are evident. I applaud you for taking the time that was needed to provide them with such an incredibly strong foundation on which they will begin today to build their futures. You have given them good, solid roots, and today we give them their wings. In the 1986 book called Fatherhood, that was right about the time when most of you guys were born, Bill Cosby wrote, "In spite of the 6,000 manuals on child raising in bookstores, child raising is still a dark continent. No one really knows anything. You just need a lot of love, a lot of luck, and a lot of courage." So, Bow High School graduates, what do you have to say to your families? And they do. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Good job. Okay, graduates. Today, obviously, it's all about you. Can you believe it? Can you believe you're out of here? Some of your parents can't. This morning, your parents could not be prouder, nor could they love you any more than they love you at this very moment. They finally know that all of their hard work has paid off. Now would be a very good time to ask for money. When I was trying to decide what to talk about today, I kept asking myself, what is it that defines this class? Individuality? Yeah, but tedious. Success? Nah, overrated. Your futures? Tiresome. Then I got it. It came to me. It wasn't really hard. It was right there. The answer was hungering for me to say it. Food and t-shirts. The food thing, well, that just is. We are an eating crowd here at Bow High School. Pizza, cake, Panera, Dunkin' Donuts, you name it, we eat it. Now, the t-shirt thing. I'm not sure what the t-shirt thing is all about, but it is a very interesting phenomenon. And it is indubitably a phenomenon. There are t-shirts here for everything: clubs, plays, walks, runs, musicals, dramas, even floods. Senior projects, you name it, we have a t-shirt for it. All except AP Calc. I heard there were no t-shirts for AP Calc. For a few weeks now, I've been taking notes on t-shirt sayings that I've seen around the building. There have been a few that have particularly struck me. See if you recognize any of them. In no particular order, they are as follows. The first, don't underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups. Secondly, objects in t-shirt look larger than they appear, are larger than they appear. Thirdly, no matter what we went through, it was me and my crew. How about senior chicks? One of my favorites, you are so off my buddy list. Another, thank you, John Hall, for that. Education shouldn't hurt, but why take the chance? Another one, tough guys wear pink. You don't know me, but your boyfriend does. And one of my personal favorites, I'm up and dressed, what more do you want? And lastly, I came for the cookies. This one particularly struck me. As I pondered this statement, I came for the cookies, I thought perhaps the cookies could actually mean a good time, or a good-looking girl, or a hot guy, or some weird computer thing. Finally, I came to the stunning conclusion that I came for the cookies probably means all of those things, or maybe none of those things, but it all started to get way too complex for my very simple mind. So I decided that the cookies could be a metaphor for just about anything. Finally, though, I saw the light. This is not actually about the cookies, but it is about the words, I came. For what reason? What was the motivation or the inspiration that led you to the cookies? What got you there to begin with? A desire, a need, a want, a craving, a hankering, a longing, a curiosity, an inquisitiveness, an eagerness to experience a new adventure, an opportunity to meet new people, to dance a new dance, to abandon a fear, to gain a new understanding, to find hope, to create a memory, to think a brand new thought, to discover something new within yourself, to embrace a dream, to challenge yourself, to challenge others, to laugh, or to simply take a risk. Yeah, that's what it was about. It was about the journey. It was about the motivation, the inspiration that got you to the cookies. Not the destination, not so much the cookies. Woody Allen once said, 80% of success is just showing up. So guys, remember that when you do show up for the cookies, show up with an open mind, a good attitude, a keen sense of responsibility, and the willingness to work hard. Remember that it's all about the journey that gets you to the destination. Now that I think of it, a student of mine has brilliantly illustrated what will soon become known as the cookie principle. This very determined and persistent young man, not to mention talented, was not quite pleased with the grade that he received in one of my classes 4 years ago. Since then, he has tirelessly been asking me to do something about that grade. He did the right thing. He offered the 3 things that I usually do accept as bribes: money, chocolate, or lobster. All to no avail. He was relentless. He never forgot once. Not once, upon seeing me in the hallway, did he neglect to say, "Hey, Frege, how about that grade? Ah, come on, please." And I'd laugh and go on my way. Well, today, I think that he is deserving of this. Okay, you know who you are. Come on, Keenan. Come on up and get it. How's that for a cookie? Another cookie principle about thinking about what you're doing and maybe taking that risk. The other night I was actually on my way home from a wake, and I had bumped into a friend that said, we were talking about graduation speeches, and Adam Sandler's name came up. And my friend said, "Yeah, I heard he's at the Backroom Restaurant, Manchester, right now." So I was driving home and I thought, I'm going to be passing the back room. Now, that's stupid. Well, my car just went into the back room parking lot. I got out, and I'm still thinking, this is pretty stupid. As I was walking into the back room restaurant, Adam Sandler was walking out. And so I got to talk to him and shake his hand and ask him for an autograph. And what I didn't ask him, though, was if he had any good graduation tips. But anyway, he was real personable, and that was kind of a fun thing. So go for it. Graduates, when you commence on your life's journey, don't stand still. Go for the cookie. Go for it all. Anticipate this new path before you with eagerness, confidence, and determination. Meet the road with zest and with passion. Love what you're doing, or don't do it at all. Believe in yourself as we all believe in you. Find your purpose and stretch beyond your reach. If you have the courage to question and choose to change if necessary. Listen to your heart and trust your instincts. And most importantly, if your heart tells you so, never be afraid to step off the accepted path and go in your own direction. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Your talents will be set free only by your imagination. Your future is now a blank canvas. Paint it with passion." As you prepare to go now in different directions, I would like to read a poem that was written just about a week ago in one of my classes. It's called Home, Sweet Home. Okay, this is where I might cry, so you'll have to bear with me. There's a place I'm always welcome, no matter where I go. Even if I travel far and wide, there is one thing that I know. You can take everything from me. You can take my heart and my soul. One thing you can't take from me is the place that I call home. That poem was written by your fellow classmate, Alan Fernando. Class of 2004, my mother always hated to say goodbye. So instead, she would say, as I say to you now, and you guys are such a great bunch of kids. Until we meet again, go safely, God bless, and
Mrs. Holt, Mr. Edwards, faculty, parents and friends, class of 2004, welcome. Before I begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Julia Reardon, my fellow valedictorian and friend. Although she has opted not to speak here today, she has definitely earned that right. So congratulations, Julia. I would like to start with a question. Why was the Beast a beast? In the very familiar story turned Disney movie, Beauty and the Beast, there is a prince. This prince was physically handsome and had an enormous palace filled with material wealth. So how and why did he become physically reduced to a beast? He, a man of excessive means and wealth, closed his doors in the face of the needy. A sorceress, disgusted by what she had witnessed, retaliated by changing his physical form so that it would reflect the spirit he held on the inside. Though he retained his riches, he became hideous and miserable. The prince remained ugly and grotesque until his heart was transformed and someone chose to love him. It has been said that the measure of a man is how he treats those who will never be able to repay him. It is what we give with no demand of compensation or possibility of return that truly defines our worth. I am fortunate and proud to be representing some of the most giving and self-sacrificing young people I have ever met. I am honored to be in their midst. Let me tell you something about the class of 2004. Graduating students at Bow High School are required to perform community service, 20 hours per student. Doing the math, as a class, we were required to log roughly 2,500 hours. However, these 125 people sitting before you performed over 12,000 hours of community service, nearly 5 times the requirement. Many members of the faculty here at Bow High have regarded our class as unique and unlike any other class. That is because our true measure is how we treat each other. We have embraced this concept and have become a class of doers. We have chosen to give of ourselves, from rebuilding the homes in America's Appalachia, to volunteering in soup kitchens, to taking a mission trip to Honduras. We have made numerous contributions to society. Even still, some of our greatest acts of service have been far from the public eye. It is in our private, everyday interactions that our compassion most frequently manifests itself. In the past few years, we have endured several calamities, some great adversity, and each person rose to support those in need around him or her. That is our real success as a class. Beyond the academic accolades and musical, artistic, and athletic achievements, our attitude is what sets us apart from the rest. It would be tragic if we no longer extended ourselves this way just because we are no longer obligated to do so. Everywhere you go, there will be countless opportunities to help others. You don't have to have a lot to give of yourself. Often, the greatest acts come from those who give even in their own poverty. Service is a gift that you give to others, answering their needs. This gift can be your time, companionship, skills, or resources. Service in its truest form is done in quiet, without the attention of the public, and without praise. Service is nothing but show if it is not done with the right attitude. Wholehearted giving is what we should embrace throughout our lifetimes. I look down the road to our future class reunions and I ask myself, how will we compare ourselves? How will we measure up? We could compare our wealth, our material accumulation, who has the best car or the best job. But life has unexpected changes and tough breaks. Are we to be considered failures if we endure hardship or suffer setbacks? No, it is our service to others that defines us, because it is the one thing that cannot be taken away from us. I hope that we will see each other for what we have done for other people, not for what we have done for ourselves. Do not forget the community that we are leaving today. Instead, extend that sense of community to all whom you will meet, and you will be successful. We have been given an unusually good beginning here in this community and school. From outstanding and concerned faculty to supportive families who have invested in us, we have been provided with a sound foundation for entering the world beyond our small town. Let us embrace every challenge with courage and confidence. Our lives are full of blessings, and we are destined to do great things and live life to the fullest. John Queenan set an excellent example for us. Though his life was tragically short, it was complete because it overflowed with love and compassion for others. I wonder what I would look like if my physical form exposed my spirit. We should all wonder. A giving heart, a heart of compassion, clearly reflects the beauty inside. I challenge you all to make known your inner beauty to the world. As young people, we have so much power to serve. We are the future, a future full of energy, creativity, and possibility. It is okay to be nervous in the face of the unknown. There is no denying that many challenges await us. But we can take refuge in what we have learned here in Bow, from the faculty, our family, and of course ourselves. Thank you, class of 2004. Congratulations and God bless.
It is now time for the presentation of diplomas. Presenting diplomas on behalf of the school board is the school board chair, Mrs. Pansy Bloomfield. Assisting her will be Assistant Principal Gay Longnecker. John Brian Hall. Garrett Evan Owen. Andrew Maurice Pike. William J. Niedermeyer, Jr. Kristen Mary LeBeau. Julia B. Reardon. Christopher Finn Oconee. Sarah Louise Andrus. Thomas Anderson Bartlett. Christopher John Baxter. Haley Esther Blanchette. Patrick O'Neill Bly. Jamie Van Wyck Borbidge. Melissa Mary Bourbeau. Christopher Warren Brock, Jr. Craig Robert Brown. Michael Wentworth Browning. Jenna Marie Bucknam. Matthew Robert Kerrigan. Sean Edward Cheney. Gina Marie Chergy. Brittany Michelle Clements. James Anthony Clothier. Jonathan H. Coash. Now presenting diplomas for the school board is Dr. Stephen Elgert. Matthew Ryan Corshane. Curtis Lee Crow, Jr. Jonathan Leslie Serapak. Brittany Ann Davis. Tyler Warren Davis. Casey Krista DeStefano. Jessica Lee Dixon. One of our foreign exchange students from India, Purna Doshi. Robert James Dubois. Caitlin Hoey Elgert. Alan Vincent Ferdinando. Michael Scott Fisk. Megan Rose Francis. Patrick James Galvin. Richard Martin Gary, Jr. Kevin Francis Gelly. Gregory Michael Jaguar. Rachel Erica Gleckler. Katrin May Goldthwait. Robert S. Gould. Dustin E. Gray. John F. Green. Porter Martin Haney. Elizabeth Rice Hawbrook. Now presenting diplomas on behalf of the school board is Mr. Nick Harding. Kirk A. Hemphill, Jr. Keenan Manning Hibbard. Scott R. Highland. Mark Jamerson Hinton, Jr. Patrick Joseph Ives. Craig Peter Jensen, Jr. Carrie Lynn Kennison. Shannon J. Ketchum. Nathan Thomas Killery. Another one of our exchange students from South Korea, Mi Jin Kim. Joshua W. King. David Patrick Klotz. Michael Alexander Knight. Richard Anthony Labonte, Jr. Erin Elizabeth LaBranch. Andrew George Lagos. Corey LaRoche. Rebecca Catherine Leach. Brandon Gerald Lothrop. Rachel Aaron Luigi. Sean Kenneth McDonald. Amy Beth Malsbenden. Emily Cole Mayo. Jeffrey Judson McDonald. Now presenting diplomas on behalf of the school board, Mr. Mark LaFave. Sarah Ann Mello. Erica Lynn Mativier. Deirdre Elise Mills. Andrea Dawn Mitchell. Kristen Kelly Morris. Lisa Rose Morris. Tanner Allen Mosier. Holly Mulheron. Leslie Page Muse. John Thomas Nurbon. Timothy Carter Neville. Crystal Lee Nieder. Sarah Elizabeth Noyes. Travis Lee Patsfield. Garrett D. Pedley. Melissa Ann Pelton. Jessica Lee Pepin. Benjamin Thomas Perkins. Sean Adam Peroni. William D. Porter. Elliot Joseph Prisby. Sarah Marie Reed. Charles Frederick Reiner. Michael Edmund Richter. Now presenting diplomas on behalf of the school board, Mr. Warren Fargo. Thomas Nelson Ryder IV. Liam John Roberge. Laurie Ellen Robinson. Chadwick Emerson Rose. Allison Carey Sagris. Brenna Elizabeth Surrett. Nina Adair Scup. Andrew Sarakis. Kyle Ward Shaw. Brian Demopier Shea. Deborah May Shirk. Benjamin John Stevens. Christopher Richard Talgener. Rachel M. Thurston. Amy Marie Topolowski. Amanda Lee True. David Newland Volari. Allison May Vandermeulen. Danielle Marie Vandermeulen. Christopher Michael Vaughn. Laura Marie Vecchioni. Andrew A. Verderami. Nicole Jane Volker. Jonathan G. Wayland. Jeffrey Thomas Winook. Hannah B. Wolf. Michael Francis Wolverton. Melissa Ann Zahinsky. Wait a minute, the key first.
For the past year, our class has owned the highly coveted key to the school, and although it really can't open any doors, this key represents the seniority and privileges that only seniors have. So at this point, I would like to call up today's Marshal, Ben Jordan, next year's class president, to receive the key on behalf of the class of 2005.
On behalf of the faculty and administration of Bow High School, I certify that the members of the class of 2004 have met all of the requirements for graduation of the Bow School District and the state of New Hampshire. Congratulations.
Seniors, turn your tassels.